Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is Erica from Highland Hickory Designs, and in this video I'm going to show you how to evenly single crochet around the border of a tapestry crochet project. Sometimes it can be tricky getting the right number of single crochet around so that your project isn't bunched up or wavy from being too loose. And I wanted to show you really quickly just how to make these stitches even the entire way around and how to deal with corners. So what I'd like to do is start with the obvious easy stitches, which would be the top row where you left off, so you know exactly where those stitches are going to go. We're just going to single crochet across in every stitch. We'll crochet right over top of our tails too, so we don't have to weave those in later. The sides basically are the most trickiest part because there are no distinct stitches in order to crochet into. Okay, so if you really wanted to check this, you could count the number of blue stitches before you put this row on, and then count your final number of pink in this example, and make sure that they were the exact same. But obviously that's nice and even because it was just a continuation of the rows that we were already working on. So here is the tricky part. Okay, we get to the corner. This last stitch is going to be part of the corner. Now you have the option of either doing 3 single crochets or 1 single crochet, chain 2, and then another single crochet in the exact same spot, and that will turn your corner to get you around without it bunching up. Okay, so one thing I need to explain is if you've watched my video on how to count rows in single crochet, if you haven't seen that video, it's linked in the description box below. It's really short. It wouldn't take very long at all. But these lines that you can see, the hard lines, it's almost like wide stripes. These indicate 2 rows of single crochet. So for instance, this would be 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, and so forth down. Okay, so for each single crochet row would be 1 single crochet stitch. So for instance, if this is 2 rows, it would be 2 single crochet stitches. Same with this. This is 2 rows, the pink and the blue difference. So you want to work 1 single crochet in the ends of each of these rows, and that will keep it even the entire way down. Okay, in the corner we need to decide what we're going to do. Let's say that we want to put 3 single crochets in each corner. So we already have 1, there's 2, and 3, all in the same stitch. And that's still pretty much the pink row. So we need 1 more for this blue. 1 more single crochet for this blue. So sometimes jamming these hooks into these end stitches is a bit of a pain. But if you really try to wiggle it in there, you can make it work. So here's our next section of 2 single crochet rows. So we know that we're going to need 2 single crochets on the end of just this section alone before we even get to this line. So we need to squeeze in 2. 1 for the first row, and then another for the second row. Now we're into the next section of 2 rows. So we need to put in 1 for this row, 1 for this row. and I'll show you that one more time. Okay, so now we're ready for this section. We need 2 more single crochets, 1 for each row. The first row, and then the second row. There we go. Okay, so far, out of 2, 4, 6, 8 rows, we should have 8 single crochets plus 1 extra one for the corner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here is our middle one. Oops, can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here's our middle one for the corner before we start the top row again. There's 3 in this corner. So that is how you evenly crochet along the border of a single crochet pattern. Now I'm going to speed things up and finish the whole job, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so this is curling because it needs blocked, right? When you get to this final corner, you've already put 1 stitch into the corner. You need 1 single crochet for this blue row, and then this pink is already in the corner, so you only need to add 2 to finish off your corner, and they go in the same stitch as the first one. So there's 2. And then you'll slip stitch into that first stitch to finish off. Okay, so if this was nice and flat, you could see that it is completely even the entire way around with no buckling and no waves. And I do recommend blocking. It would make it lay flat instead of curling. Now I did use the same size hook and yarn for the border that I did for the center section, but if you're really having trouble getting your hook to go through these stitches on the end, you can use 1 size smaller, and it won't affect your edge unless you're an extremely tight crocheter. Just try to relax as much as you can. I know it's hard sometimes, and make your stitches as best you can. Also, if you could imagine that this is in blue, you'd have a very nice solid blue square or project. And from this point, you would be able to add whatever kind of decorative border you want to put on, but you've got definitive stitches around this whole thing to work into for your border, and it just makes things a lot easier, especially if your numbers are accurate on each side. Then you don't end up with half a shell border that doesn't fit in, for example, and doesn't match up with the rest of the sides. That's it. That's how you put a border evenly around a single crochet project. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you found this helpful. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.